We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
Tonight, the first images of American missiles launching from a U.S. Navy ship.
The White House releasing this dramatic video of the U.S. blowing up a boat in the Southern Caribbean.
My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela.
We need to clean house of all of the warmongers and America last globalists.
And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II.
They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence.
Big attack, and you really did a big job.
In American history.
As a candidate for president, I loudly pledged, great nations do not fight endless wars. One of the reasons I was the only president in generations who didn't start a war is that I was the only president who rejected the catastrophic advice of many of Washington's generals, bureaucrats, and the so-called diplomats who only know how to get us into conflict, but they don't know how to get us out.
So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
When I'm back in the White House, we will expel the warmongers, the profiteers, and take over our government, and we will restore world peace.
But we're going to make sure that that country is run properly. You can be grossly incompetent and be a threat to democracy. We're going to have our very large United States oil company. We're in the oil business. In other words, we'll be selling oil. Opposed to the Iraq war, and I actually did say, don't go in, don't go in, don't go in. But I said, if you're going to go in, keep the oil. So we'll be selling large amounts of oil to other countries.
Just like I predicted Iraq was a disaster, I'm the only one that said don't do Iraq.
Spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken oil infrastructure, and start making money.
This is what we have as our president. We're going to end up in World War III. We're going to end up in a depression.
And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so.
I will build a military that's so strong that we'll never have to use it.
In recent weeks, the U.S. military has launched strikes in Nigeria, Syria, and Somalia, seized oil tankers off Venezuela, hit Iranian Revolutionary Guard positions inside Iran.
I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
So was this operation a message that you're sending to Mexico?
Something's going to have to be done with Mexico. And I think Cuba is going to be something we'll end up talking about, because Cuba is a failing nation right now.
Yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned.
He's also threatening to annex Canada.
Frankly, Canada should be the 51st state, okay? It really should.
Canada should honestly become our 51st state.
And invade Greenland and take over Panama.
Greenland. We have to have Greenland. We need Greenland. Actually, we need Greenland for national protection. It's not a question of, do you think we can do without it? We can't.
They say that Denmark was there 300 years ago or something with a boat. Well, we were there with boats too. We're not afraid of boots on the ground if we have to have. We had boots on the ground last night at a very high level, actually.
We need Greenland for national security and international security. The world needs us to have Greenland.
And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal, but we superseded it by a lot, by a real lot. They now call it the Monroe Doctrine.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now.
All right, it's time for a question. Mr. President, do you have a New Year's resolution?
I have.
Let's hear it.
Peace on earth. Peace on earth.